All right, here we go. Review day. All right, chapter 8, quiz review. Kids, we should probably be quiet because I'm teaching. Number 1, I'm going to break it up to 5 square root of 16 square root of 2, right? Because I know the square root of 16 is 4. 5 times 4 square root of 2. And you know what the little Anlin, you know what the little freshmen do? They then take the square root of 4, but don't do that because I already took the square root of 16 is 4, right? So the answer is just 20 square root of 2. Bam, done, easy. You can do this. Number 2, 5x. 10 does not break down at all. Does not. So there's no multiples in 10 that's going to work. 2 and 5, no square roots. 1 and 10, well, 1, but that's redundant. But the x to the 5th, I'll make it into an x to the 4th and an x. Because I want to take half the exponent, so it's an odd number. So if I take 1 away from it, I get an even number, okay? So that way I can take half the exponent, so I'll have a 5x. Half of that is an x to the 2nd. There is no square root of 10 or square root of x, so I'll just leave it as the square root of 10x. Now, tidy it up. 5x cubed square root of 10x. Boom. Done.
Wait, what?
Now, 3 is the easiest. 3 is super easy. Hopefully, don't let 3 confuse you. Square root of 49 over square root of 81 is just 7 over 9. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? All right. Let's look at number 4. Okay, number 4. Number 4. I've got the square root of 8 over the square root of 7. Okay, a couple of things I have to do. One, the top can be reduced a little bit. I'll do that first. I can make that into a square root of 4 square root of 2 over the square root of 7. Okay, so I'm just going to break down 8. I know that. And then the square root of 4 is going to be 2 square roots of 2 over the square root of 7. Okay, so I said a couple of things. One was the 8. Now the other thing is the fact that you can't have a square root in the denominator. So we fixed the problem with the problem. So we multiply top and bottom by the square root of 7 over the square root of 7, right? That's going to give me 2 square roots of 14 because I went 2 times 7 over 7 times 7 is 49. Square root of 49 is just 7. Scoot it over. Don't divide these. That is not a 14. Don't divide these. That's not a 14. It's some ugly decimal, like, I don't know, about 2 point something or other, okay? So don't divide those. That is your answer.
Wait, where did you get 14?
Right,
Oh.
2 times 7. Great question.
I see ya.
I like that. It's a good question, Natalie. Okay, thumbs up on that one. Okay, let's look at number 5. 4 square roots of 5 times 3 square roots of 15, right? Will give me 12 square roots of 75, I think, right? I think it's 75. Okay. 4 times 3, 5 times 15. And I can break up 25 or 75. Think about quarters, 25 and 3. 12 times square root of 25 and the square root of 3, because 25 times 3 is 75, and 25 is a perfect square, right? So then I'm going to get 12 times 5 times square root of 3, right? 12 times 5 is 60, square root of 3, and bam. Done. Bam. Okay. 6. 6 is just like 5, just bigger and uglier. Yep. Yeah, 6, I'll start trying to, I'll wait for 6. Tell me to give me thumbs up on 6, okay? Annalyn, you got it? Okay. All right, let's look at number 6, all right? Number 6. So it's just a bigger version. I'm going to multiply. I'll get a 8x to the 4th square root of a 12x to the 6th. Okay, I'm just multiplying the terms on the outside of the root, and I'm multiplying the terms on the inside of the root. So then 8x to the fourth, and I'll break down 12 into 4 times 3, square root of 4, square root of 3, and I'm going to take half of that, which makes it x to the third. Okay, take half of my exponent, okay? All right, now let's take the square root of 4, which is a 2, right? And we're going to tidy it all up. 8 times 2 is 16. X to the third, x to the fourth is x to the seventh, square root of 3. This should be, you guys should be okay. We've done this stuff before, so that's good news. Nothing new, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll wait for you, and then tell me when you're ready for 7, okay? Thumbs up. How's that, Amber? This way? You're welcome. All right. Number 7, we're going to distribute, but I'm going to wait for Amber, and then we're going to do it, okay? Number 7. Amber, you got it? Okay. Okay, let's do number 7. 7, we're just going to distribute, okay? Whoop, I don't want that there. 7. Right here, we're going to go 4. We're going to distribute. We'll go that times that. Makes a 20. Square roots of 25. And then that times that. 4 times the 2 is negative 8. Square roots of 5. I just distributed. Okay. I went 20 square roots of 25 and negative 8 square roots of 5. 20 square roots of 25 minus 8 square roots of 5. That's 20 times 5. 8 square roots of 5. Can't do anything with it. Can't. Gotta leave it alone. 20 times 5 is 100. So 100 minus 8 square roots of 5. And that's all you can do because they're different, right? They're different.
Wait, where did the 8 come from?
Right. The 8 kind came from 4 times the negative 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. Good question. Alright, slide over. Now, 8's a FOIL problem. 8 is a FOIL problem. Slide over. Amber, you good? Almost. Okay. 8. Alright, let's do a little FOILage, huh? We're going to get 14 square roots of 49 minus 2 square roots of 7 plus 1, nope, plus 7 square roots of 7 minus 1, okay? So I just, first outside and left side, I've got 14 square roots of 49 minus 2 square roots of 7 plus 7 square roots of 7 minus 1, okay? That becomes a 7. And 14 times 7 is, oh, that's 14 times 7. 14 times, no, it should be 98. I can do that in my head, actually. That's 7 times 98, yep. 49 times 2, 98 plus 5 square roots of 7 minus 1. Okay, square root of 49 was 7. 14 times 7 is 98, right? Combine those two, right? And I get 5 square roots of 7, then minus 1. Then finally, let's just go 98 minus 1, right? Got a 97 plus 5 square roots of 7. Bam! Ta-da! Okay, you ready? Number 9. Number 9. Okay, ready for 9? Okay, 9. So 9's actually pretty easy. You can only add these two. They're different. So 5 minus 6 is a negative 1. Square roots of 5 plus 8 square roots of 3. That's all we can do on 9 is just add them together. Okay. Number 10 at first doesn't look like you can add them together, but maybe if you break it down, you could. 27 is the same thing as 9 times 3. 48, believe it or not, is 16 times 3, okay? 48 is 16 times 3 does make 48. Okay? This becomes 3 square roots of 3 plus 3 times 4 square roots of 3, because square root of 16, square root of 16 is 4. That's 12, right? 12, so we got 3 square roots of 3 plus 12 square roots of 3. add them together because they are the same. 15 square roots of 3. Thumbs up so far? Good. You guys could do this. We've done this. We did this. We've been doing this for a while, right?
Can you give me like 20 seconds?
I can. Happy to give you 20 seconds.
Alright, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Let's look at number 11. Okay. 11. Huh? Somebody left me a little something here. I'll erase that. Incorrect pi. Okay, number 11. Slide this up. Okay, now 11 is a 4th root. So let's see. I know 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16. So the 4th root of 16 is actually 2. Come on, pen, work on me. So 11, I'm going to have a 2. I'll take a 4th of that, x to the 3rd, and that's all I got to do. That's all I got to do. Now, in 12 gives you a hint for 11. Well, I'm sorry, I'll say it the other way. 11 gives you a hint for 12. 32 is not a perfect 4th, but 16 is. 32 is not a perfect 4th root, but 16 is, isn't it? So I'm going to rewrite this as the 4th root of 16 times the 4th root of 2. And then I'm going to take a 4th of that and make that x to the 3rd. Okay? The hint, I knew there was a 4th root of 16, so I wrote 16 times 2. We know the 4th root of 16 is 2. We have an x to the 3rd. And the 4th root of 2, ta-da, done, no more, end of story. Okay? That's all I got.
Wait, so
Ask it. I want to ask a good question.
what? I don't have a question.
Okay, you just want me to wait for you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Anlin, I'm happy to slow down, wait for you, okay? Okay. 13, ready? So 13, I'm going to rewrite as the cube root of 3 over the cube root of 25. Okay, now, little hint. We need this bottom number to be a perfect cube root, okay? We need this bottom number to be a perfect cube root. So I look on the board, and I need to make this number into one of the numbers on the board, right? Which one do I need to make it into? 125, you guys agree? Because I know 5 times 125, 5 times 25, so I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the cube root of 5. Thanks, Katie. Cube root of 5. Because that makes the bottom a cube root of 125, which I know is 5, right? So my goal is to make a perfect cube root. 125 is a perfect cube, so 25 times 5 made my 125, right? Cube root of 125 is 5. Now what's on top? Well, it's just going to be a cube root of 15. That's all. We cleared and rationalized the denominator. Okay, 15? Okay, yes.
No, never mind.
Okay, all right, 15, 14, I can't count. 14, let's do 14. Okay, now, yes, 80, you could do it on the calculator. You can do 14 on the calculator, but I'm just going to do it the other way. I'm going to do 1 over the 5th root of 32 to the 2nd power, okay? 1 over because of the negative. 5th root because of the fraction squared. Now, the 5th root of 32 is 2. It really is. Because 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16 times 2 is times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8, 16, 32. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to get a 1 over 2 squared, which is 1/4. Okay, 15. Right, I'll do 15 on the paper. It's just as easy. 15 is going to be the cube root of 27x9 y to the 6th. Cube root of 27 is just plain old 3. If I take a third of that, I get x to the 3rd. Take a third of that, I get y to 2. That is all. That is all. That is all. Wasn't that easy?
Yeah.
16. Oh, it's the con.
Can you wait?
I sure will. I'm going to write 16 down and then I'll wait for you, okay? DeAndre! Here, I got a review for you, okay?
Where were you?
There you go, and I'll give you my notes when I'm done, okay? Unless Amber wants them. Right? Then she might share them with you, okay? Okay, conjugate. Remember the conjugate? Plus. It's the opposite. Plus. It's the opposite. I multiply top and bottom by 3 plus. It's the square root of 5 over 3 plus the square root of 5. Okay, let's see how that works. So what is the point of the conjugate? Well, it will clear out the denominator, okay? It really will. So on the top, I'll get a 15 plus 5 square root of 5. In the denominator, we're going to get a 9 plus 3 square roots of 5. I'm just foiling. Minus 3 square roots of 5 minus the square root of 25. How am I doing, okay? Let's see. Well, that cancels with that, right? And that becomes a plain old 5. And 9 minus 5 is 4, and there's no longer a square root in the bottom, is there? Or in the denominator, if we want to use fancy math words. But in the top or the numerator, we have a 15 plus a 5 square roots of 5. So we've cleared the denominator, we've rationalized the denominator. There's no longer a square root in the bottom, okay? Hey, we're going to get this done. We are.
Is there a back?
17. Yeah, but this back's actually pretty short. 17. All right. All right, to do 17, let's see. We've got the 4th root of 81 over the 4th root of x cubed. Okay, let's see. 81.
But it's 3.
3 times 3 is 9. Times 3 is 27. Times 3 is 81. How many 3's did I say?
4.
4 of them. So the 4th root of 81 is 3 over the 4th root of x cubed, right? Now, I need a perfect cube on the bottom, or perfect fourth on the bottom. I want to cancel out the 4's, right? I want to go 4, cancel 4, right? I want to do that, so I need to give this another x. Does that make sense? I want to go 4 to 4 and cancel them, right? So I'm going to multiply this by the 4th root of x, because that'll give me, because that's a little 1, because that'll give me 4 of them, right? So, oh man, I tell you, 4th root of x. So let's see what I get. On the bottom, called the denominator, I'll get the 4th root of x to the 4th. I like that, don't I? Because then I go, cancel, right? On the top, I can't do much with it. It's just 3 times the 4th root of x. Now I can cancel, right? And my grand answer is 3 times the 4th root of x all over x. Don't cancel the x's. Don't do that. Okay, you ready to turn it over to the back? Got a piece of graph paper handy? All right, let's do the back. Turn it over and we'll do the back side, huh? All right. So, number 18, I'm sorry, number 18.
Yes.
So, 18, let's see, I gotta do my XY axis, let's see. Like that. Go like that, right? So my end point on 18, slide over so you can see it. My end point is at -2, -1, okay? Because it's the opposite. Remember, it's the opposite. It's the opposite of that. So I got a -2, -1. And then I'm just going to do my 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Square root of 4 is 2. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because the square root of 9 is 3. And I got the general idea. Got the general shape, don't I? There it is. Right? Domain. 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 Let's see. It starts at -2 and goes forward. Nothing back here, right? Nothing back here. Starts at -2 and goes forward. So we'll go x is greater than or equal to -2. Range, reach for your range, right? Reach for your range. Starts at a height of -1. There's nothing down here and goes up. So from -1 up. So the range would be just y is greater than or equal to -1. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, here comes the easy step, right? Let's solve, because you guys like solving, don't you? I sure will. Yep. Okay, all right, let's do 21. Natalie, give me a thumbs up when you get it.
No homework?
On a rare day, I'm fairly patient. Oh, no, I thought I put a homework on there.
I'm good.
Just put homework on there, silly girl. You're so funny. All right, let's do 21. I'll do 21 on my graph paper, so I use less paper, okay? 21, I've got the square root of 2x equals 12. Okay, this is easy. Guys agree? Square it, square it. Square it, square it, square it, square it. All right, I'm going to get a 2x equals 144, right? Divide by 2. X equals 72. Capiche. Boom. Does that answer make sense? Are you dividing by a negative number? No, no negative numbers. Boom, you're done.
Why is it 79?
Isn't 144 divided by 2 72?
Darn it. Oh, why do I think it's 77?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, half of 14, half of 4. It's all good. Okay, everybody good on that one? 22. 22, because it's an inequality, you got the square root of x minus 5 is less than or equal to 15. We are going to have a range. Before we do anything, I know I'm going to have a range of answers, okay? Because it's an inequality. I know it's a range of answers because of this. We're going to have a range of answers. We're going to have between this and this because of the inequality. Okay, so let's just first solve it like we normally would. We'll square it, square it. Okay, so then we'll say, all right, x minus 5 is less than or equal to 225. 15 times 15. Plus 5 plus 5. X is less than or equal to 230, right? But that's only part of the answer because you can't have negatives of the square root, right? So now let's make sure it stays positive. So it stays positive, okay? Make sure it stays positive. So I'm going to say, all right, let's make sure x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 0, right? All right, you got to make sure it stays positive. So you look at the other part, plus 5, x must be greater than or equal to 5. So if x is less than 5, it kind of makes sense. If x is 4, we're in trouble, right? Think about that. If x is 4, we're in trouble. If x were 3, 2, 1, we're in trouble, right? So we get both. We want to make sure we show both, or you can write it in what I like set notation. I like that, 5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 230. I like that answer, but you don't have to write it like that. But I need both values. I need both inequalities because it's in between those values, okay? All right, you ready for 23? Am I going too fast? Okay. 23 is easy. You're going to like 23. 23. I'll slide 23 over here. You're going to like 23. Square root 8x minus 5 equals square root 2x plus 4. Yeah, this one's really easy. Honest. Just square it, right? Square both sides. And that just becomes a solve for x problem, doesn't it? Because the square roots dissolve. 8x minus 5 equals 2x plus 4, right? And just solve. Just solve for x, right? Okay. I'm going to go minus 2x to get rid of the smallest x. 6x minus 5 equals 4, right? Plus 5 plus 5, 6x equals 9. Divide by 6, and I think you get 1.5 or 3 halves, right? You guys agree with that? And this is Algebra 2, so I skipped a couple of steps, but I figure by the time you're in here, you know how to solve for x, right? If you don't, you probably shouldn't be in here. I think. All right, 24. Am I doing okay? Am I going too fast? Am I good? Okay, 24. All right, so I have square root of x plus 18 equals x minus 2. Okay, this one's going to take a little work, and we might have to do the f word. We might have to factor. Let's check it out. So square both sides, right? This becomes x plus 18 18 equals, well, what is x minus 2 times x minus 2? Turns out that it really is x squared minus 4x plus 4. It really is. It really is. Right? X squared minus 2x minus another 2x plus 4. So it really does become x squared minus 4x plus 4 when I FOIL it all out, right? Okay, so I think I'm going to have to factor. I really do. I think I'm going to have to factor. So before I can factor, let's bring over the x minus 18, right? You with me? So I have 0 equals x squared minus 5x minus 14, right? Okay, and then factor, x minus 7, x plus 2, right? Right? Mini equations, minis. I get my mini equations, x equals 7 and x equals negative 2, but it can't be negative 2. It can't be negative 2 because if you put negative 2 into the original problem, it'd make it equal to a negative, so you have to throw away the negative 2 and it's just 7, right? Can't have square roots of negative numbers. I know, we're almost there though. We really are. Last problem. Slide this. This one actually can fit in here super easy, okay? 25 looks hard, but it's so easy. 25, easy squeezy. I've got a x plus 5 to the 1/3 equals 4. Okay, how do you think we should undo the 1/3 power? Cube it. Shouldn't we just cube it? So if I cube it and cube it, wouldn't that make those cancel? Yeah, right? Or that's a cube root. So I get x plus 5 equals 64 because 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. Minus 5, I got x equals 59. How is that? And there's a wee bit of homework I want you to do today. I really do, because I think you need some practice on this. So I got page 642, 13 to 23 all. It's not that many problems.